All right, we're going to get into a Bears mailbag coming up here in just a second where we answer all your questions. Use hashtag Bears or Super Chat. Do want to remind you guys, I know a lot of you are familiar, but not everyone is, of my other YouTube channel here at Chat Sports. It's called 4Verts. It's kind of a silhouette of me right there. That's the channel icon. We cover the NFL, college football with daily content. This channel is my priority. Bears Now is, I mean. This is a fun side project I've been building. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers over there. So if you want more content from me during the offseason, especially as things slow down, we'll keep pumping out content on that channel as well. Go subscribe, youtube.com/@4verts. I will pin the subscribe link to that channel in the comments of this video. I would appreciate it if you would check it out. I'm Harrison Graham. Let's get into a mailbag here from Who Needs Running Backs? Who needs them, right? Who's under more pressure this season, Caleb Williams or Ben Johnson? I think it's a good question. I think it's a fair question. I do think it's a pretty simple answer. I do think there's pressure on both because Ryan Poles has invested pretty heavily into the offense this offseason with the offensive line, Colston, Loveland, Luther Burden, etc., but it's clearly on Caleb. And it's on Caleb for a couple of different reasons. Number one, yes, when you get paid the way Ben Johnson got paid, the pressure's on. End of the day, he's a rookie head coach. Like, if a couple things don't go his way, if he makes a couple of bad decisions, like, it's his first year. He's not going anywhere. I don't think Caleb's going anywhere after this year, more than likely, but it is year two, and they have invested in him even more so, right? They hired Ben Johnson himself, who we know at minimum is an excellent play caller and game planner. So even if Ben Johnson, the head coach, is going to go through some growing pains, we know offensively he knows what he's doing. The offensive line additions, Joe Thuney, both on and off the field, is going to have a major influence on this team. Drew Dalman is a very smart player and a very athletic player. There might be moments in pass pro where he gets bull rushed, but he's going to be able to set protections and help Caleb in that regard. That's going to be massive. In the run game, he should be a plus as well. And then Jonah Jackson, who we'll see. I'm optimistic about it because he was with Ben before and played really well. Last year, the Rams tried to make him a center. Even if he's just average to above average, that's better than the Nate Davis, Matt Pryor situation. And then the skill weapon. So you already had DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet. You still have those guys. Now you have Luther Burden, Colston, Loveland as well. Like, you've invested heavily into this quarterback. It's year two. The pressure is on. He's got to be more consistent. He's got to be more decisive. The protection is going to be there. It doesn't mean he's never going to get sacked and there's not going to be a missed assignment up front, but better coaching, better O-line, better skill talent. Year two, just he should be better regardless of what was around him because he's gone through those experiences as a rookie. The reality is I don't think either is going anywhere after this year unless Caleb somehow regressed. And let's face it, it would actually be stunning if Caleb Williams regressed just because he did some good things last year, but it's not like he lit up the league and you've just added so much around him. Like, it would be alarming if he went backwards. Like, if he's kind of more the same, that's still going to be a concern, but you would still probably give him another year. But even if he didn't work out, Ben Johnson would get a crack at his own quarterback if over the next 2 years Caleb Williams didn't prove to be the guy. So long story short, of course pressure's on both. Ben's making a lot of money. You've invested a lot offensively. You've given him some power with this roster, clearly, with some of the decisions offensively. But at the end of the day, he's a rookie head coach. Caleb Williams is in year two of his rookie contract. That rookie contract goes quick, man. Like, you got to be feeling pretty good going into 2026 that he can be the guy. So the pressure is much more on Caleb, even if there's pressure on both. Okay, what is your confidence level in Caleb Williams for year two? Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extraordinarily confident, 1 being not at all. I'm at like an 8, 8.5. Not going to go 9+ yet. Still got to see it, but even if he's just an above-average NFL quarterback, with the amount of talent around him on paper, and I trust this coaching staff to actually know what they're doing in terms of getting them in the right spots and game planning and play calling and all that stuff, he should be pretty dang good just from that alone. If he's not, that's a bit of a red flag. Okay, Ryan, appreciate the $10 super chat. We got some super chats to get through. He says, what are some games next year you feel are extremely important to win this season? I feel like we have to beat the Commanders. If we lose that game, the media will be insufferable that entire week. I'm not going to sit here and say you have to win this game or you have to win that game. Just pulling up the schedule real quick. The Commanders are on the road. It's going to be a tough game, man. But you almost beat them last year, and you turned out to not be very good last year. So that would obviously be a signature win. How about this? I think you got to go 500 in the division. Can you go 3-3? The division's brutal. Maybe go 2-1 at home, 1-2 on the road. Like to me, if you could, I would sign up for 500 in the division right now. I would probably sign up for 5-5 against the NFC and AFC North. You're 5-5. Those are two tough divisions. And then can you go 5 and what is that? Quick math. 5-3, 5-2 in your other 7 games. It's gonna be tough. Maybe 4-3, 9-8 going to get you in this year. It wouldn't have last year, but schedule's not easy on paper. But we've gone over this as well. Sometimes you think the schedule is going to be brutal based on what it is on paper. Turns out to not be that way. Last year, the opposite was true. We thought the schedule was easy, and it was very difficult. So, long-winded way of saying I don't want to point to any individual games, but got to be better against the division overall. It starts there. Okay, Harrison's messy desk. Love this guy. Just quite an avatar name there. You think the Bears might sign Von Miller? I don't think they will. I'd be interested. I still think adding an edge rusher makes sense. You drafted Shamar Turner. Ryan Poles said in his interview with ESPN 1000 that some of the defensive tackle guys are versatile. Dennis Allen is going to kind of mix and match there, so you might see Turner line up at edge some. You might see Javon Dexter do the same, but I don't think either is probably a full-time edge rusher, at least not this year. So, you got Montez Sweat, you got Dio Adengbo, who's going to kick inside some, and you got Austin Booker. Is Daniel Hardy someone giving you 20 snaps this year? Is Dominic Robinson still an answer? I don't think so. I would not be opposed. Now, Von Miller might just be a guy that he's still available mid-training camp. Maybe you get halfway through camp, you're like, we don't have enough here. Boom, Von Miller, 1 year, $4 million. Maybe something like that happens. There's always guys still lingering out there, kind of like Yannick Ngakoue a couple years ago. I don't know if Von Miller specifically is that guy, but there's always a couple of guys who just kind of know how to play that can get signed up, 3 weeks before week 1 and be ready to go. Subscribe to the channel. Full off-season coverage. Just because the draft is over, free agency is mostly done, doesn't mean the coverage stops. We're still bringing you videos every single day, usually 2+ videos per day. Still going live twice per week as well. So lock us in. We got the schedule release in less than 2 weeks, so that'll be fun as well. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be a fun couple of weeks here. Okay, DC Viper, what players are at risk of being cut this preseason? Who made the roster last year? Could Roschon be on that list since they drafted a running back? He could be. I think right now he's safe. If they sign someone, I think it gets a little more dicey. Maybe they've signed someone by the time you've watched this video, but let's just say they signed Nick Chubb or J.K. Dobbins. Well, unless the person they signed is just awful, they're going to make the team. We know DeAndre Swift is on this team at this point. Kyle Monungai, even though he was a 7th rounder, probably on this team. So, and Travis Homer's probably on this team. So are you keeping a 5th back? Maybe Monungai is a guy you can slip to the practice squad, but that's risky. So, Roschon could be someone like that. I think like an obvious one is like Dominic Robinson, Zach Pickens. Like, is there room for them at this point? My bet would be against it, but there will be players that were on the team last year. Tyler Scott, who knows? I would guess somewhere between 3 and 6 players that were on the 53 last year will not be this year, and that's good because that means you've improved the talent on your team. Depressed Bears fan, I think people are overreacting on Kmet. I think Ben will use him better and have better production under him. Yeah, I do too. Now, there's only so many balls to go around, so it could be one of those where his stats are similar, but like his efficiency is better. Like the utilization makes more sense, right? Maybe he gets more yards per catch on less targets or something like that. So that'll be interesting to play out. Also, Colston Loveland is recovering from the shoulder injury. He is expected to be ready for training camp, but it could be one of those where, like, week 1, it's still like Kmet's clearly the top tight end, but maybe by Halloween, like, Loveland is got 7-8 NFL games under his belt, and it's like, this kid's just kind of better. Who knows? Like, we got to see it play out, but clearly they have high hopes for him, but We know Johnson wants to use a lot of 12 personnel. They've got good 11 personnel options too, with Burden and Zacchaeus as their third and fourth receiver after DJ and Rome. So listen, depending on opponent, you're going to be able to throw a lot of different things at a lot of different teams, which is very exciting. Name a Bears player that you expect to break out in 2025. Not named Caleb Williams. Like we all hope and expect that one, right? Who's someone else? Who's a second, third-year guy that you're hoping to break out this year? Let's see it. Tedros with the $10 super chat. I don't mind signing Chubb or Dobbins. Ben's offense utilizes a power and agile two-headed running back attack. Also have $10,000 bet with 2-1 odds versus a Packers fan that the Bears will sweep the Packers. FTB bear down. Well, they should have last year. The Bears stunk. So, yeah, I don't think that's impossible. Now, would I bet on it? No. I do feel more confident, though, that going into those matchups, this team is going to be more confident because they outplayed them twice last year. They beat them the second time. It doesn't feel like from a roster standpoint that they have some major advantage. Doesn't feel like from a coaching standpoint that they have a major advantage. Now, look, Matt LaFleur has been doing this for a few years with success. This has Ben's first year as a head coach, but he's got a lot of high-level assistants who have done good things in this league, like Dennis Allen, Antoine Randall, obviously, Eric Bieniemy as well. So this doesn't feel like some David Goliath situation anymore. Like if you told me, yeah, the Bears swept the Packers in 2025, it wouldn't shock me. But could I say I'd be shocked if they got swept either? Like this is still a team that has only beaten them once since 2018. But again, last year was promising. They outplayed them twice, and it didn't feel like from a talent standpoint they were overwhelmed at all. And they have better talent now. Jonathan, do you see the Bears trying to see if they can grab another safety should Jaquan get injured? Yeah, Poles in his interview on ESPN 1000 expressed some optimism with the two UDFA safeties, Major Burns and Tysheem Johnson. I'm more intrigued with Burns. He's just got a better athletic profile than Johnson, but maybe one of those guys pushes for a roster spot. Jonathan Owens and Elijah Hicks, they've been around. They at least know what they're doing now. I think there's limitations with both of them, but I do think safety is one of those positions that just based on how the draft fell, they just weren't able to address it. So, I would have liked to get someone there. I think probably what happens there is they roll with what they got. If they need to add a veteran later in camp, maybe there's a surprise cut later. They can pick someone up, and then it probably becomes one of their points of emphasis in the draft next year. All right. Excuse me. A little cottonmouth here. Again, reminder to go check out my other YouTube channel, 4 Verts. We are so close to 10,000 subs on that channel, covering the NFL and college football as a whole over there with major storylines, everything else going on around those two sports. So appreciate the support and bear down.